Hey Andrew, what do we got going on over here now?
So we get a lot of questions on troubleshooting low idle systems. We're going to use Dwayne Clemens' machine here to do some diagnostics and show you what to do.
Nice, let's do it, man.
Yeah, let's go over to the bench for a second. I got a board already set up here. A lot easier to see. So when we're going through this procedure, the first thing we want to do is disconnect the white wire from the board. You're going to need to do this when the machine is running. You go ahead and attach a little jumper cable here, just a piece of wire, and ground it out to one of the mounting posts. You want to make sure that your idle is set to auto and the machine is running. So if your machine doesn't drop into low idle after that, the next thing we're going to do is grab a longer wire. Going to go straight from that white wire directly to your negative terminal on your battery. That way we can eliminate any other possible grounding issues. If your frame's powder coated or painted, if you have heavy corrosion, rust, anything like that, it can cause grounding problems.
A lot of troubleshooting, guys.
A lot of troubleshooting.
Yeah, okay. All right, so what's next, Andrew?
So on a lot of the earlier machines, they didn't come with a factory electronic low idle system. We have to add a couple of things to make this work. So we have our negative ground cable here, and it's going to mount up here, right by our governor. Then on all of our harnesses and all the machines we wire up, we have a dedicated ground wire that connects there, and it goes directly to a dedicated stud on the front panel. And that's going to be where all of our front panel instruments, switches ground out to.
Nice. Okay, and this is your harness in-house?
Yes, this is our in-house harness here.
Very good.
We're using our receptacle mounting bolt as our dedicated ground. It avoids drilling any additional holes into the front panel, gives it a good clean look and a good clean ground. This is a good spot where we can hook up anything like our hour meter, any of our switches, our engine protection. If you ground out the white wire directly to your negative terminal on the battery and it's still not going into low idle, chances are it's either a bad idle switch or you're not getting power out of your oil pressure switch. If this is a new install using a BW Parts kit, try flipping the switch and redoing the first test, because it's possible that switch was installed upside down.
My switch was installed upside down.
It happens more often than you would think.
Right.
When you're looking at the switch, you're going to see a groove right here. That groove always faces down towards the ground.
Okay. Mine's grooved as well. All right, Andrew, I gotta tell you, I really wish you guys had a chair. Okay, all right, that'll work. So continue, my friend.
So if that didn't fix your problem, we're gonna look at your oil pressure switch. This is
my oil pressure?
I would say any oil pressure switch should be looked at.
Very good.
This is gonna control your power coming in and out. So if your switch is bad, or if you don't have oil pressure, then you're not gonna be getting power out, and you're not gonna get power going into your board. We're going to bypass your oil pressure switch and see if that's the problem. So you're going to take a piece of wire, use some 6010 since you got that handy laying around, and you're just going to jump the two leads, and then you're going to fire up the system and see if that gets it working. If it does, then your oil pressure switch is bad, or you don't have enough pressure in your system to activate it. These switches need at least 7 pounds in order to operate. We offer both an OEM and a non-OEM style oil pressure switch on our website in case yours is bad. If you tried all of that and you're still not getting your machine into low idle, you either have a problem with your solenoid being bad, might have a broken wire, or your linkage is binding up somewhere. Now, if you hooked up the white wire to a ground and it did kick it into low idle, it's time to jump over to the PC board test. So I got one on the bench. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Let's have a look.
So now we're going to go ahead and unplug the red wire, which goes to your reed switch, and whichever wire goes to your receptacle, it's either going to be line 1 or line 2. Going to unplug those from the board. Going to go ahead and start up the machine and turn it into low idle. It's going to kick into low idle, and then one at a time, you're going to plug one in, wait 15 seconds, and see if it kicks it up into high idle. If that doesn't kick it up, go ahead and do the other one and see if that kicks it up into high idle.
Okay.
So if you plug the red wire in and it kicks it into high idle, you have a problem with your reed switch circuit. If when you plug your wire that's going to your receptacle in and that kicks it into high idle, your problem is with your receptacle circuit. All of our PC boards are bench tested prior to shipping out. Another issue that we run into a lot is when you're installing our electronic low idle kit, you're going to want to remove the R57 vacuum box. It's going to have 2 wires coming off of it, but a lot of times, just like on this machine, they've been painted, so you're not going to be able to go off of the color.
Okay.
What you're going to want to do is from the wire on the box that goes to your weld terminal, you'll remove it at the terminal there. And then for the other wire, it's going to come in through your generator. And what you can do to find out which wire it is, wiggle it here, and you'll be able to trace it back. It's going to be the one that goes to your brush rig here, and that's where you'll remove that one.
I see. So you just wiggle it and you just follow the lead, yeah?
Exactly.
Perfect, okay. All right, Andrew, so what do we have here?
So this is our electronic low idle PC board. One of the big advantages to this over the vacuum system is that you can use your receptacle to automatically idle up whenever you hit your grinder. And that's something that the R57 unit does not do.
Did you have to do that manually?
Yeah, you'd have to kick it into high idle so you could use your grinder.
And this digitizes that process.
Yeah, it does it automatically. So one problem that a lot of people have is finding out how to wire up the receptacle to the PC board. Mm-hmm. What you're going to want to look for is the 2 wires coming out of your generator that go into your receptacle and just stop there. These 2 wires are going to come off and merge together, and they're going to go into either your line 1 or your line 2. Doesn't matter which one. And then whichever one you have left over is going to hook up to your receptacle where those wires originally were.
Okay, I see. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and there was a lot of great information. Andrew, I really appreciate your help, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll see you again, and you have a great day.
Yeah, you too, man. Hey, my helmet.